Ronnie, what's up, dude?
Not much, man. It's been a long time. How you been?
It has been quite some time, right?
It's been a minute, but it's good to see you again.
Of course, same here. So yeah, since we saw you last, you got some new members in the band, some
Yeah.
some blood brothers in the band.
Yeah, my brother Randy, who's always actually, it's funny. Like people ask me all the time about old members, but the original kind of like when Face Down, like the video we just showed, like that's not original members either. Like that's version 4. So a lot of people who've really like paid attention to the band, like the super fans, know we had 2 or 3 different lineups before Face Down video even came out. So don't tell me you wish you had the original members back if you think they were in the video, because they're not the originals. I've started this band right out of high school, and I'm almost 30 now, so I've gone through a lot of different things, and I've always written all the songs, and I've always been the hirer and firer as far as that's concerned. But Randy, my brother, has always been behind the scenes. We had another band before Red Jumpsuit called Dishonest, and I was actually the drummer, and I was the screamer, and Randy was the lead singer, and he wrote all the music. And then I started a new band called Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, and he started a new band called Veronica's Veil, and we kind of split ways, not emotionally, but we just had 2 different directions. He wanted to go a little bit more this way, and I wanted to go that way. And Red Jumpsuit Apparatus wound up taking off, and Veronica's Veil actually did really well, but it just never really got to the status where we were. And if you actually look at the first album, Don't You Fake It, which everybody likes, and everyone's like, oh, I love your first record, I hate your rest of them. Well, he's on that record. He did a lot of the strings and digital drums and sound effects. So Randy's always kind of been in the band because he's my brother, and we've written songs since before this band even existed. We've been writing music together since we were like 10, 11 years old. But now he's actually physically in the band and playing guitar. So that's really cool for me and him both, because we came from being in a band first to splitting up to being back in a band together. And I really respect him a lot, and he has a lot of musical talent. So that's one of the members. Then there's Josh, who's our new lead guitar player, who is just a straight-up fan of the band. I was at a show in New York, and he came early with his dad, and they were the first people there, and they were like, hey, we're just really like Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, like we want to hang out with you guys, is that cool? And we're like, yeah, what's up, how's it going? Like, you know how we are.
Yeah.
Like, we're not like crazy, like gotta talk to my security guard or whatever, like a lot of bands. And we just wound up talking to him, and he I asked him if I could get a ride, because my guitar player at the time needed strings, and they were all already working and doing sound check, and I'm the singer, so I don't have a lot to do. So I know this is kind of a long story, but you asked, so I'm going down the rabbit hole.
Exactly.
So I went to Guitar Center with him, and I went and got my strings and some drumsticks for our drummer at the time and whatever, and was like trying to be a nice guy, because they're all setting up and doing their thing, and I'm just a singer, so all I do is sing, so there's not a lot that I have to do for the show. So I try to help out wherever I can, get all this stuff, whatever. And on my way back out, I hear Josh playing guitar, and he's shredding like the most perfect like version of Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne, and he's playing it literally perfectly. And I gotta tell you, like, not many people can play that, so the kid's out of control. So I was just like, wow, he's really actually playing it like right, like, because I know that song like the back of my hand. So I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I was like, wow, man, you're really good, like, for your age, because he's 18, I'm 29, like, that's a big age gap, that's 11 years. And he's like, oh, thanks, man. I was like, do you know anything else? And I was like, do you know Van Halen? He's playing Van Halen, literally playing Van Halen. 18 years old, that's ridiculous. So anyway, I got his contact information, and I told him, I think you're a really great musician, I think you're really talented, and do you have a band? He's like, no, I can't find a band, because nobody really, I haven't been able to mesh with anybody well enough to start a band. I was like, I'll tell you what, why don't you fly down to Florida, I'll produce you, I'll find you a band, I'll build you a band, because I think you're amazing, and I appreciate that you're a fan of my band, and I feel like God or the universe or whatever you want to call it, whatever it is that makes things happen for people, has put us together for a reason. So why don't you fly down to Florida, and I'll take care of everything else. I'll produce you, I'll teach you how to write songs, I'll record you, and we'll figure out how to make you a rock star. Fast forward 6 months later, I wound up needing some guitar players, and I gave him a call, and I was like, hey, dude, I actually need a guitar player. And he was like,
I
Really?
could be a rock star now? Now? What?
And this is after we'd already gotten together and made some other songs that had nothing to do with the Red Jumpsuit, whatever, which we still have recorded, and we're still going to release those songs later at whatever time that we feel necessary. And we are still working on those as well. And I was like, yeah, I just, as always, like, because there has been multiple guitarists in this band. So it's never been like, this is the guy that's always played guitar. There's always been like a revolving door around guitar and Red Jumpsuit. And I was like, yeah, dude, I need a guitar player. Do you want to do it? And he flew on a plane the next day, and he was there 24 hours later, learned all the songs in one day. And then we all flew to Michigan and played a show 2 days later. And he's been in the band ever since.
Nice.
So that's his story. So that's most of the new members.
There we go.
Other than that, it's me and Joey. We've been holding it down for a long time. So
There we go. The OGs.
I know that was long, but you asked.
It's
so
just the
there's-
beginning.
There's the real story, not the Wikipedia, which is completely just, I don't even know what to say. It's just a joke.
Once upon a time, there was a band. They got together and had a good time and played music and
Yeah.
went on tour and became successuksual.
I'm going to start
Yeah.
my own website called, I don't know what it's going to be called, but it's going to be making fun of
Ronnie
Wikipedia.
says. Ronnie says.
Ronnie
.net.
says Apedia. Makes fun of all the Wikipedia pages that are completely just ridiculous.
There you go.